you are rooting for, Batman to get some kitty himself. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I got the game all in my hand, ooh, yeah.
Hello guys, my name is Christian. This is not a review. I'm not a critic. I just want to talk about The Batman, the movie. I added on the movie. It's just called The Batman. The Batman movie with Robert Pattinson 2022. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just saw it yesterday. I am excited to talk about it. I just felt the need to talk about it. It has been one of my long anticipated movies. I can't say that long because the year just has started, but it has been an anticipated movie since it has got rolling, since I heard Robert Pattinson was casted in the movie, since honestly Matt Reeves was connected to the movie, because myself, I'm a big Matt Reeves fan and what he did for the Planet of the Apes trilogy, and I knew what type of tone he would have went for if he directed a Batman movie. And I'm glad we got to see the tone. So we will be talking about it today just a little bit. I won't give away no spoilers or anything. I probably won't give more than what was in the trailer, and I stay away from trailers myself. So I promise I won't give any more than what I would have wanted to know going into the movie myself. As I said, it is directed by Matt Reeves, who I say he's one of my favorite directors. I really only think I saw the Planet of the Apes movies that he did. But with that being said, that is a movie where the main character is Caesar, ape who doesn't say many words. He's doing a Batman movie now. And in this incarnation, we get a Batman that is stone cold. I know everybody was, calling him emo Batman on Twitter and whatnot. But no, that's really what he is. He's kind of actually the opposite. He's pretty emotionless. He's a cold dude who says very little words, and he's kind of just figuring out the Batman thing. This is a bit of a different take than what we have seen of prior Batmans, and I honestly don't want to really do the comparisons. I will say that my love of Batman originally started when I saw Dark Knight in theaters when it came out. That was the first Batman movie I saw in theaters, and the impact that had on my life, that is to date still my favorite movie. That is the reason why I have Batman posters in my room. So I don't want to compare it to other movies and other incarnations of Batman, because this isn't that. At the end of the day, when we have these new movies, it's a different telling of a character. And it's no different when you read comics and, one Batman is different than the next Batman that are written in the same panels, because it's the author, it's the writer, it's the directors, it's the screenwriter, whatever it might be, it is their take on Batman. And we got a completely new take on Batman, and that is what I was excited for. And the last Batman solo films we got was within that Nolan trilogy, and we know Nolan, he likes to keep it a lot more grounded, more realistic. His take on Batman, like I said, it is one of my favorite movies. I loved it. Say whatever you want about Batfleck, I still kind of think that we didn't see enough to do a full judgment. I would have still loved to see a full Batman, Batfleck movie, but we didn't get that. Instead, we know what happened. We ended up getting Robert Pattinson, which at first was that questionable decision to most of, the world. I knew the reception when the news came out probably wasn't the best in the world, but I knew Robert Pattinson from the Twilight series wasn't the Robert Pattinson now. And truthfully, as far as just him playing the Batman, we didn't see much range for sure, but that's not what we're supposed to see. And he played what he had in front of him beautifully. I love his incarnation of Batman. It is a different one that we've seen on the big screen before, but nevertheless, it's so true to the character, and it's just, I'm glad we have got to see it. This is a 3-hour movie. A 3-hour movie where it's the Batman almost the whole movie. It legit feels like he spent a week in Gotham, and this was just what Batman has to go through in a week of Gotham, or however long the movie taking place. Like I said, I only seen it one time. These are just raw thoughts. And that's what really sold me, is the Gotham that Matt Reeves was able to build. This was a Gotham that felt like, okay, yeah, this needs protection from somebody that is bigger than Gotham City Police Department. And it can be, because of the Batman and what he inspires, or it can just be that, this city is so deep-rooted in nastiness and corruption that this is the only choice, is somebody has to dress up as a physical bat and beat people's heads. It's also exciting because we didn't get more of the universe that didn't involve Batman. The movie is called Batman for a reason. It isn't called Bruce Wayne. We get the whole inside of the Batverse more than anything else. As far as the other side of Gotham, we don't really know much about, which I'm cool with. We can save for, hopefully, future movies. I know everything has to be a franchise now. Okay with me, let's make it a damn franchise then. It still seems like there's so much left, and we know there's so much left. We know how deep Batman Rogues Gallery is. So the fact that we have the opportunity to potentially just see this universe grow more and more. And that's one thing. That's similar to my opinion about Spider-Man, is why they don't need some of those other entities like the Avengers in the case of Spider-Man, or Justice League in the case of Batman. We don't need any other connections because he has Gotham City to worry about. He doesn't really have to worry about the problems of the world. And, you know, we got gods for that. We got the Supermans. Let Batman stay very focused on the Gotham. That's what I like seeing. I like seeing him interact with his people. I like seeing him protect his home. As far as some of the characters and how they did, once again, everybody who took a minute of screen time was well worth the minute of screen time. And 2 hours and 55 minutes of them. It, on paper, I guess, should be like a slow burn movie where it has to be paced for you to really not feel that 2 hours and 55 minutes. And at the end of the day, I hit up my friend afterwards and I said this could have been a 12-hour movie and I would have been invested. I could have watched Batman walk from street to street just kind of hunting down answers. And I would have been okay with that because I was invested into the universe. They don't give much depth to a lot of the characters because we know the foundation of all these characters. We know the foundation of Jim Gordon, Selina Kyle, even Penguin and Riddler, who we haven't seen in a while. We kind of know their story. At least it's intending for us to know it. And maybe they, touch on it in the future, if anything. These stories, this is a very young Batman. So there is still, these are new characters. Their stories are still far from being over, from being told. Whether we get the final conclusion of everybody's story, who knows? We'll get there when we get there. But shout out to Colin Farrell, who did a great job as Penguin. Shout out to Paul Dano, who did a great job as Riddler. I kind of knew they were going to, so I don't say it to be surprised. I like the new spin they gave to the Riddler because this is a 2022 movie. We are living in a different time, so things gotta be a little different in the way decisions are made. And I do like some of the decisions they do make regarding the Riddler. I really, really like the relationship between Jeffrey Wright, aka Jim Gordon, and Batman. I think that they had almost like a buddy cop relationship, good cop, bad cop. That is what I will say, and that is the deepest I will go. It is fun watching them. And speaking of relationships, speaking of buddy, obviously we got Catwoman, played by Zoe Kravitz, who I believe this is honestly the first time I've seen her in anything. At least to my knowledge. But I really liked her performance as well. Again, I don't want to compare her to other Catwomen, but I can say Catwoman's part of her appeal has always been her sexiness. We always want our Catwoman to be sexy. Let's be honest here. And I think Zoe Kravitz definitely has that. She brought that sex appeal to the character, is a better way to put it. You are rooting for, Batman to get some kitty himself. That's all I'm saying. But let's talk about what we came here to talk about. And that's Batman. How'd Robert Pattinson do? Well, listen, that Twilight boy done grown up because he felt threatening. Batman felt like, I see why villains are afraid to come out at night and only do their damage during the day. He felt threatening, he felt menacing, and this is all still during the earlier part of his career. And in all honesty, he was pretty cold. We all love Batman for different reasons, and we could go on all day about it. But the one thing that Batman isn't, at least for most people, which I always find interesting, is relatable. Who is really relating to a billionaire who lost their parents and then decided to go ahead and put on a bat suit and beat people into a pulp? Sometimes it's even something that is made fun of, how overly extreme Batman can be. For this one, you're like, I don't want to steal a candy bar from Target. Who's watching me? And then you see a little symbol in the sky, you're like, I'm good, man. $2, you got it. And that's the difference between him and the Spider-Man. It's where Spider-Man he's a New York City kid. I'm from New York myself, so he's a New York City kid. Isn't rich. Kind of has to do the things that everybody else has to do. He has to work a job. He has to pay his rent. He has to worry about the everyday struggle of a man, of a teenager, of a college kid, of an adult. Where Batman is kind of like, yeah, I'm a billionaire Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry, where are we at? Okay, no, it's mine now. Here's a check. But nevertheless, we love Batman. We love Batman movies. Although he's not relatable, we want to keep seeing more. So why do we love Batman? What's the reason? I would argue it's his rogues gallery, which I just spoke about, and I want to see him take on every villain. I'm glad to have seen Riddler and Penguin because as much as I love Joker, and Joker I probably like even more than Batman, I've seen enough Joker taking on Batman over the last few months, over the last few years. He has a very deep rogues gallery. Let's actually see them be put to use. For me personally, I like Batman because he is the darker character that he is. He is pretty silent. He is pretty cold. He is a detective. He spends his life being, I guess, another person, but in all reality, it's himself. I love Batman to me because he has that sense of like a Mamba mentality where it's like, all right, well, this is what needs to be done. Well, that is what I'm going to do. I got the perfect counter for anybody that tries to oppose. And for my cup of tea, this was the perfect Batman for me. I do want to get into maybe like what I would kind of like to see or what incarnations of Batman I did want to see when we were first told we were getting a reboot Batman. And like for me, I would really like to see him take on a protege, whether it's one of the Robins, whether it is, Damian, whatever it may be. Obviously, this is a younger Batman. If we do, we probably won't get it for some time. But I do want to see that process of Robin becoming a Nightwing or Robin becoming his own man. So I hope we do get that in the near future, a live-action version. But for now, I guess that's what we got comics and we got animated for. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, we got whatever Batman we want if we really wanted to find it. If we wanted to find it, whether it was animated, whether it was comics, whatever it may be, or if you like the Batfleck, or if you like the old Batmans from the 80s and 90s, or 2000s, like I said, I'm a Dark Knight fan. We got different incarnations of Batman, so I really can just appreciate a new, different, not different as in live action different, take on Batman himself. And I hope that we can keep this going. I think we will. I think finally DC is getting something going, and it sucks that part of that, it just can't involve Superman and it can't involve the Justice League universe, in my opinion. Matt Reeves, I saw a statement that he said himself where he doesn't really see himself incorporating any Superman into it. And it's crazy that we can find a billionaire orphan relatable, but not Superman, who being a billionaire is just as alien to me as from being on another planet. So it's just crazy. I don't think we can really make, at least right now, both of them coexist. And to me, that is okay. Because like I said, there's so much Batman lore that is still so untouched, that we've only seen touched in the comics, in the games, in the animated shows, that for whatever reason, we haven't been able to translate onto the big screen just yet. And I'm excited that the potential might really be there. And we have a younger Batman that we can see age a little more. Obviously, now the thing is, will these actors actually stay on for the course of their contract? And do they want to continue themselves? We're already seeing the, not necessarily the buyer's remorse, but just Tom Holland, who is a young guy himself, eventually he's going to get tired of being Spider-Man. We might see the same from Robert Pattinson. You get what you pay for. And if you're paying to see a Batman movie, I don't think there is any way that you can really be disappointed. And that's why I didn't want to make this seem like a review, because this is really just my opinion. This was the Batman I wanted to see, and I got it. I was going into this reading all the reviews, legit waiting for the moment that embargo can lift. And once it did, I don't bank any of my opinions off of reviews. I did want that acceptance of the movie just like anybody else. But at the end of the day, let's enjoy what we want to enjoy. I had a blast with this movie the same way I did have a blast with Spider-Man. And I don't even feel the need to compare my two experiences with those movies because they're different experiences. This was the noir movie that we were expected to receive. And if you like that and you expected that and you wanted a Batman film, I think you're going to be pleased. I was pleased, and that's all I can speak for. It's really me. My girlfriend who saw it with me, she enjoyed the hell out of it. I looked over and she was like, wow, that was 3 hours as well. I'm excited to see where they can take it. It can go other places if they do decide to even take it there. Matt Reeves is a very credible, very busy director, I'm sure. I don't know if he's going to be a James Gunn that wants to dedicate years of his career to the franchise, but I hope you do. Because you've added another great film to your catalog. And I can't wait to rewatch this a bunch of times, whether it's in the theaters, whether it is at home. But I thank you, because for a while I kind of lost my Batman fandom just a little bit. And I started switching gears, especially with all the highs that Marvel has took us to over the years and all the lows that DC has really brought, in my opinion, over the years. And I do thank you for just kind of reinvigorating that Batman fandom within. And I think I'm probably going to just pick up where I left off. And I'm going to turn on my Batman Beyond show. I'm probably going to start reading. I'm reading some Marvel comics. Maybe I dive more deeper into DC, at least my guy Batman. Because just like that, I am knee-deep into the Batman universe once again. I never actually played the Arkham games, so I think that's what I'm going to go for first. But let me know, man. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie. Let me know, as somebody who I'm trying to re-explore my love for Batman, where should I start? It's been a while. The Dark Knight Rises was really the last high I got from a Batman movie, and I really didn't enjoy Batman vs. Superman at all. Neither did I about Justice League, and sure, I heard about the other editions. I think I tried to put on the Batman vs. Superman other cut. I forgot what the edition was called exactly, and I fell asleep. And then I still haven't got to the Justice League Snyder cut. So maybe I got some homework to do as far as that goes, but as far as the movie that I got to see last night, I hope you guys all get a chance to view it. You'll walk out not feeling like you saw a superhero movie, which is a good change of pace from what we've been getting. And I'm not going to be the person that says all superhero movies are the same, because I am a Marvel junkie. With that being said, it feels good to get a change of pace once in a while, and that's what we got with Joker, and that's what we kind of got with this new Batman movie. So I like the change of pace, I like the change of tone. If anything, if DC can just kind of be that breakout of that superhero tone and superhero pace that we've been seeing over the last years, I'm game. I appreciate any person, any studio, I guess, that is willing to take some risk and is actually willing to be a little different. I do thank Matt Reeves and everybody else that contributed to this movie, because it is something that I will probably be lingering back at least until the next one comes out. And I'll be first in line once again. Guys, thank you for watching as always. This is something that is new, something that I might be trying to do. Not really reviews. I'm not a critic, as I said. I like talking about what I enjoy, and I enjoyed this movie. And honestly, sometimes I like talking about what I don't like too. So, you know, when the time comes, maybe we can get there as well. But guys, thank you for watching as always. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, it's just my opinion. It's just your opinion. Let us all have our opinions, and let us all just enjoy what we can enjoy. And let's keep the hate far, far away. Guys, thank you as always. But hey, if I don't see you, have a good day, good evening, and good night.
Yeah, I got the game all in my hand, ooh, and yeah, pop out with the drip and make a fan drool. You could risk it if you want, this ain't no fan duel. Yeah, I'm in a Benz coupe, yeah, stepping for the breeze.